Hi, I'm here today. Got my sleep ring on and tracking my health. And I am in Ireland right now, walking around. And as you can see, I have been tracking my sleep, stress, movement, my step count, and it even actually tracked a nap I took after my long flight. So honestly, this thing's been pretty good, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the trip. So, bye for now.
Good morning, you beautiful people. And while she's out enjoying beautiful Europe, I am here in sunny Florida to review my version of the Ultra Ring. And I just woke up from sleep, so we'll take a look at the readings and see what it says. Now I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Anyway guys, this video is going to be very different. Now normally when we do reviews like this, we usually like to talk from the consumer perspective and also from a tech perspective. But today, this review is going to be unlike any review that we have done on this channel as a team, because we are reviewing the UltraHuman Ring Air, the lightest, thinnest Bluetooth ring that has all the health tracking that you could want in not the palm of your hand, but on the tip of your finger, quote unquote.
I think we should change that up. We are reviewing, get your hand, the Ring Air. I have pretty gold. He's got pretty silver.
Black.
It's like titanium.
Anyway, so we're gonna do something different though. As I was saying, instead of focusing on the tech, because everybody does, let's talk about what it did for us on a day-to-day. So, you went to Europe, you were away for a while. Be honest with me. Did the ring make a huge impact on your trip and your experience with it?
It did, because I was totally sleep deprived. I was waking up super early every day, and I feel like I was not getting enough sleep. I didn't know if I should take caffeine, should not take caffeine. And the ring and the app really helped me with that. Like, it was so beneficial. And honestly, like, I did a lot of walking in Europe and I felt healthier than ever, and it was tracking my heart rate and everything too. So like, that was also a nice perk. So I don't know, I just felt like it kept me on my health track during my trip and like even day to day now.
Interesting. What about the battery? You know, being in Europe, you're up and going, and I'm sure you have obviously overnight to charge, but how long would you say the ring lasted you before you had to charge up on average?
I actually did not have to charge every day. I charged like every 3 days, 4 days.
I was able to get at most 5 to 6 days in my experience being in Florida. I charged the ring on Monday, and I was able to get almost to like 20 or 10% by the time I got here on Saturday. So 6 days almost. So I would say the battery life is pretty significant. Now, from my experience, obviously I didn't go to Europe, lucky. I did go to sunny old good.
You were invited, but you didn't come.
New job.
God, there's always an excuse, right?
Just saying. But I did go to Florida, and my experience, it did a lot of things. And actually, there was one thing that I really like about the ring. Not only is it really good with being water resistant, but it actually survived something that most people commonly would probably do. Remember back in the day when you had wired headphones, you leave them in your pocket, and you accidentally threw them in the dryer or the washer machine? Well, this is what happened with that. And surprisingly, even though with the wash cycle and the dryer cycle, the ring actually survived. There was no effect. It survived the wash test, but I don't recommend you doing that. But it got very clean though. Although I do think my hands got a little bigger because it does look a little bit tight-ish, but it does come off easier. But another cool thing that I liked is that it did have a little bit more of a advanced tracking of the heart and also the body compared to the Apple Watch. Now listen, the Apple Watch is probably, if not the biggest thing. And, you know,
I'm showing off the
Oh.
box of our ring.
sure. As I was saying, I think the Apple Watch is one of the best wearables on the market. But this actually did a few things that the Apple Watch couldn't do. It tracked my body. Well, obviously now it can, but it actually had better tracking of my body temperature, caffeine intake, like you mentioned.
Skin temperature.
It mentioned even the oxygen level. Now, of course, the Apple Watch has that, but there was just something about this version that felt a little bit more on the precise. And the fact that it's in the size of a ring, the fact that you can get it in the size of something so small and tiny. But there was one negative that I did notice, and this actually happens to be with working out, which is my plateau. Now, as someone who lifts a lot of weight, you can't realistically wear this and lift weights. It can track when you're walking, doing elliptical. It does have those capabilities, but when you're lifting weights, when you're lifting barbell, dumbbells, kettlebells, anything with the word bell in it, it basically is a scratch magnet. And it also makes it very uncomfortable to hold the weight. So I think that that's one negative that I found, at least in my testings. Did you find any negatives?
Honestly, not really. I really just liked it. I got so many compliments on it. Like, everybody liked it was a cute accessory too. Trying to think. I guess I just wish like there'd be more features added to it.
Well, that was my other negative. There is a paywall for those extra features. Now, granted, that's how they have to make their money. Yeah, understandably so. But it would have been nice if they had like a bundle. Let's like, like how, you get like a bundle or bundles.
Did you pay for the subscription?
No, I didn't.
I didn't
I would like it if they did a bundle. Now, of course, in the app itself, that's the heart of this thing. And that's where you can link it to Apple Health. It does do a good job of linking with that. It does work with your Apple Watch, but it doesn't work like as, the AirPods with the heart monitor and others. It's not like that.
Did I connect to my Apple Health?
I believe we did before you left. I did make sure to do that. But one thing that I do think the app could do better, from a technical point of view, because I do want to be a little geeky here, I do think that it should have been more easier to navigate for an average user. And when I say that, there are still so many things that this thing can do, but it feels restricted. And it feels almost complicated to almost kind of find those options. So I feel like if they open up the software more to customers that can, customize, like let's say they want to track more of sleep, or track more temperature, or track something that they really want, I think that would help. And another thing I'm sure, again, is probably behind the paywall, is maybe something like fall detection, or maybe like, like beats, rhythm, double AFib, things like that. Those are things that I have a feeling is probably behind the paywall, but they should kind of be standard considering it's a big health factor.
Yeah, sure.
But now let's talk about the price. $350. What do you think?
I think that it's like similar to paying for an Apple Watch, kind of, if you think about it. But I feel like it should be priced a little bit lower, to be honest. I would say, to me, like $200 to $250, I think would be a better price point.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I would go $299. I think $299 is a little bit of a better sweet spot. It's $50 cheaper, and it's still competitive. But with that being said, though, I do agree. I think $350, don't get me wrong, these are absolutely some impressive technology for the size and scale that it's offering. But I definitely think for $299, that's a better price to pay. I think that for me anyway, if I'm going to pay between that and an Apple Watch, obviously I'm going to take the Apple Watch. So I think being a little bit more competitive on the price would definitely help.
But also, like, sleep rings are, like, really trendy now. Like, I feel like everybody wants one.
I don't keep up with them trends, and you see me sleep pretty well.
I know, but, like, at least, like, me and, like, everybody I work with, people I know as friends, like, everybody just says, like, how great, like, sleep rings are. And, like, it was something I've been wanting to, like, try out for a while, and I'm glad I did. And honestly, my own family wants to get one now, so I think it's valuable, I'm really a supporter of healthcare and all things related to that. So I feel like any kind of early detection is like really important, and I just think that it's a great thing to have.
You know what? I agree with that. While I may definitely take the Apple Watch over the Ring, I still wear the Ring every day. It does a great job. I definitely feel like it does have a few advantages over the Apple Watch in certain areas, and I definitely can see the merits of it, and I would say I would use it.
You're forgetting the pulse age feature. Will you tell them?
Well, the pulse age feature, that one I still feel like it needs work on, but we could do another deeper dive later on down the road on that. Maybe if we, some other, hint. But I'm joking, guys. But no, what she's referring to is the pulse age. Basically, it kind of does like a scan of your brain neurons, and it basically kind of like tells where you're at. I kind of find that to be very iffy. I don't know how accurate that is.
It's telling me mine is my actual age.
It's telling mine that I'm older, and I'm 25. It's telling me I'm 29. So I don't know if that's so accurate, but I'm sure it's probably something they can fix over time. But all in all, to end off this review, do we recommend it? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a recommendation. Definitely check this out. We want to thank UltraHuman for being a part of this video. Actually, I got to thank Mrs. Technoid for this because she actually made this possible. She reached out to them. They were kind enough to reach out to her. And we want to thank them for this opportunity. And I want to say thank you once again for being a part of the Technoid show. And again, this is not a paid promotion. We did pay for these rings. We ended up paying for it, but they were kind enough to give us a discount. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate working on this video. It's been really fun, and we're excited to show you our travel blog as well.
Yes, we are definitely excited about that, and I hope you guys did find this useful. If you have any other questions or concerns, please definitely write them down in the comments. And again, guys, thank you so much for your support. We will see you all on the next episode. Peace!
Thanks, guys.